The world saw it before the scientists did. One morning, without sound or warning, a giant silver object appeared in Earth's orbit. It was smooth, round, and shining like a second moon. Cameras caught it drifting quietly above the clouds. There was no sign of engines, no heat, no signal dot, just silence. People panicked. Some thought it was the start of an invasion. Others believed it was the end of the world. Social media exploded. News anchors guessed wildly. Some said it was a ship. Others called it a bomb. Religious groups prayed. Protesters marched. Military jets circled below it, waiting for orders. Then, after hours of waiting, Earth finally received a message. It was not a warning, not a threat, only 5 words. A gift for your future. The message came in every known language. Calm, cold, robotic. Governments met in secret. No one trusted the message. It had come from deep space, far outside known trade routes. No alien race claimed responsibility. No one answered Earth's reply. The object stayed silent, still, watching. They called it the gift. The investigation. Teen Dr. Lena Voss stood at the edge of the launch deck. She was one of Earth's top xenologists and expert in alien technology. Short, serious, and sharp-eyed, she had studied hundreds of alien artifacts, but never one this big. Never one this close to home. This might be a trap, said Colonel Reeves, standing beside her. He led the military side of the mission. We enter, we secure, and we don't touch anything without my order. Lena didn't respond. She had seen the scans. The object wasn't metal, at least. Not any metal Earth knew. It was smooth and cold. It didn't reflect radar. It didn't pulse with energy. Yet something about it felt alive. Her team boarded the ship. 6 scientists, 4 soldiers. They were silent as they rose toward the gift. From space, the object looked peaceful, almost beautiful. But as they approached, Lena noticed a thin crack open in its side, like a mouth silently inviting them in. Inside the unknown, they entered through the crack, floating inside a giant black chamber. The walls seemed endless. No light source, yet they could see clearly. The walls were covered with soft moving lines, like veins under glass. Then the door behind them vanished. No signal going out, one soldier whispered. We're cut off. Lena ignored the fear in his voice. She moved forward, her boots tapping gently against the smooth floor. In the center of the chamber was a glowing platform, and on it something small, shaped like a heart. It pulsed once, and Lena felt something, a thought, a whisper. She stepped forward, slowly. Dr. Voss. Don't, Reeves warned. Too late. Her fingers touched the object. The whisper that woke the galaxy suddenly. The walls lit up. Lines of light raced across the room, flashing symbols Earth had never seen before. Lena gasped. Not in pain but awe. The object, now glowing bright, rose into the air and sent out a sound. Not loud, not violent, but deep and powerful, like a whale's call across time and space. Then came the real horror. In the control rooms on Earth. Alarms began to blare. The satellite network picked up a burst, a signal sent from the gift. It wasn't a call for help. It wasn't a greeting. It was Earth's location. Sent across the galaxy. Cliffhanger ending back in the chamber. Lena dropped to her knees, her eyes wide. I didn't do anything, she cried. Colonel Reeves looked around. The walls now displayed star maps, millions of them, all moving toward one center point. Earth. And then one final whisper came from the core. Only Lena heard it. They are coming. The screen cut to black. The core inside the alien artifact glowed with a soft blue light. Dr. Lena Voss stood frozen, her gloved hand still hovering near it. Around her, the rest of the team held their breath. No one spoke. Then the artifact made a sound, soft at first, like a whisper of wind. It wasn't coming from speakers. It was vibrating through the air itself. A strange alien voice echoed, "Location ... confirmed. Signal sent." Lena stepped back. What signal? Sent where? Before anyone could answer, the artifact dimmed again. Quiet returned, but it was already too late. Back on Earth, deep inside the United Nations Defense Command, a warning flared across the screens. Multiple satellites had picked up something, a burst of energy traveling faster than light, spreading across deep space like a ripple. Its source? Earth's orbit. General Rhodes, in charge of Earth's space defense, watched the data. His face was pale. Who did that? He demanded. The techs had no answer. But Lena did. Inside the artifact, things were changing. The walls were shifting, glowing with new patterns. The once silent chamber now pulsed like a heartbeat. Lena tapped her earpiece. "Command, this is Dr. Voss. The artifact is responding. I think I activated something." Her voice shook. Then the floor under them moved. Panels slid open, revealing what looked like storage pods. Inside each pod was a shape, not quite alive, not quite dead. Pale, tall, with armor like skin. The figures were frozen, eyes closed. "They're not human," whispered Dr. Kamari, one of Lena's teammates. Lena nodded. "But they're not entirely alien either." Then one of the pods opened. The figure inside twitched. Its eyes opened dark, empty, endless, and it spoke. "We have returned." Panic hit Earth again. This time worse. The news had leaked. Something inside the alien gift had awakened. People demanded answers. Some said Earth was being invaded. Others believed it was a trap, but the artifact still didn't attack. Instead, something stranger happened. More of the figures inside the pods began to wake up. Lena and her team were forced to retreat as energy surged through the walls. The once calm artifact was alive now, its systems running, its core humming, and its guests slowly rising. The UN gave Lena one order: get out. Prepare Earth's defenses. But Lena had one last question. "Who are you?" She asked the awake being. It tilted its head. "We are your answer to what is coming." Then the artifact's outer shell shimmered, and in a flash, it disappeared from Earth's orbit. Gone. Back in deep space. Light years away, something responded. A long dead signal came alive. In a dark, ruined system filled with floating wreckage, a machine deeper than any ocean woke up. Huge, ancient, and angry, the galaxy had once feared this place. A war was fought here long ago. Billions died. Now it stirred again, because Earth had called, without knowing who might answer. Cliffhanger ending. 1 week later, a strange fleet appeared at the edge of Earth's solar system. Unregistered, unknown. Silent. But before Earth could scan them, a familiar shape blinked back into orbit, the alien artifact. But now it had a voice, a clear one. It broadcasted in all languages. "Your gift was received. Prepare." Lena watched from a military base on the moon. She whispered to herself, "Prepare for what?" Behind her, alarms began to scream. The alien artifact floated silently in Earth's orbit, as still as the stars around it. But after Lena Voss touched the core, everything changed. Back on Earth, the global networks lit up. Satellites picked up a strange pulse and energy wave, unlike anything seen before. In labs and command centers, scientists watched their screens in confusion and fear. "Something's broadcasting from the object," said General Thorne at the Earth Defense Command. "But it's not targeting us. It's targeting the galaxy." In space, Sensors far beyond Earth detected the message. It moved like a ripple, touching ancient communication relays, long-dead outposts, and abandoned satellites. And then others began to answer. Inside the artifact, Lena stood frozen. The core she had touched still glowed softly. Her fingers trembled. Beside her, Commander Rail, one of Earth's best soldiers, raised his rifle. "Did you hear that?" he asked. Lena nodded slowly. "It spoke, not in words, but I felt it." "What did it say?" She hesitated, voice quiet. "It gave them our location. Elsewhere, far across the galaxy. On a barren world, an ancient machine hummed to life. It had not moved in 10,000 years. Now its eyes opened, deep in the jungle. World of Theric, a tribal alien leader stared at the sky, mouth open in horror. The stars shifted, literally changed, as coordinates burned into their heavens. In the cold reaches of the Zetheri Empire, warlords gathered in panic. A dark prophecy they had hidden for centuries had just come true. "The star map has been reactivated," whispered one. "The humans." They touched the gift. Back on Earth, the United Human Nations called for emergency talks. Every major country sent leaders, scientists, and generals to one location, lunar base Helix. In the main briefing hall, Lena stood before a giant screen showing star patterns blinking in red. She pointed at the center. "This is Earth. These red dots, these are known ancient systems that just activated." The artifact didn't just send a message. It woke up something. "Woke up what?" a senator asked. Lena looked down. "I don't know, but it's coming." The room fell silent. Then a transmission interrupted all communications. Every screen, every radio, every signal was overridden. A face appeared, alien, stretched and ancient. It had no mouth, only glowing eyes. The voice came through everyone's minds, not their ears. "You have claimed the gift. Prepare your world." Then it vanished. On board the artifact, lights began to shift. Hatches opened. Smooth corridors lit one by one. The structure wasn't just a gift. It was a vessel. And something inside it had now awakened. Ending. Cliffhanger. Lena and her team follow the lights deeper into the artifact. One chamber opens to reveal a giant stasis pod. Inside, a humanoid figure sleeps. As Lena steps closer, the figure opens its eyes, bright silver, glowing with knowledge. It says one word: trial. And the walls around them begin to change. Like the entire structure is shifting, preparing for something. Far above, a signal leaves the artifact, heading into deep space at faster than light speed. Something is coming, and Earth has just been invited to a game it does not understand. The core's glow did not fade. It pulsed, softly, slowly, like a heartbeat. Dr. Lena Voss stood frozen, her hand still inches from the strange living structure deep inside the alien artifact. Around her, the rest of the Earth Special Research Team watched in silence. The glowing tendrils moved gently, like they were breathing. And then the whisper returned, but this time they all heard it. Earth. Seen, the words were not in any human language, but somehow every scientist understood it, like it spoke directly into their minds. Colonel Rafe, the security head, stepped forward with his weapon raised. "Dr. Voss, step back. We don't know what that thing just did." Lena didn't move. "It's not attacking. It's broadcasting." Suddenly, the lights inside the artifact began to shift. Lines of energy ran along the walls. The entire structure changed shape, revealing long halls that extended into the unknown. And then it happened. Every satellite, telescope, and deep space sensor on Earth lit up at once. Something massive was moving in the dark. Something beyond the edge of known space had just turned toward Earth. Entire networks started showing the same readings. Unknown signals, foreign engines, and massive structures heading toward the coordinates the artifact had whispered. Lena stared at the data feed on her wrist tablet. It didn't just send a signal. It sent an invitation. Colonel Rafe's eyes narrowed. To what? Meanwhile, deep in space, aboard a hidden galactic watch station called Silent Horizon, a group of alien observers stood in fear. They had seen this kind of artifact once before, long ago, in another galaxy. That time, a planet called Virelis had found it. 2 weeks later, they were gone. Not destroyed, just erased. The leading alien, an old blue-scaled being named Shavorak, turned to his crew. The seed has awakened. On Earth, he said grimly, history will repeat itself, or change forever. One of the younger crew members whispered, "Should we inform the council?" "No," Shavorak said. "They already know. The humans were chosen, just like Virelis, just like Zenther. But only Earth has replied." The crew looked at him, confused. Shavorak continued, "They touched the core. They triggered the call. That means the trials begin. Back on Earth." The artifact opened fully now. What looked like walls unfolded, stretching into strange spirals and chambers not built for human understanding. It was alive, but not in a biological way. More like it was part machine, part thought, part memory. Dr. Voss and her team began documenting everything. Strange writings moved across the walls. They looked like symbols, but rearranged constantly. The AI assistant couldn't decode them. And then they saw a dot in the center of the main chamber stood a figure. Not a person, not a robot, more like a shadow helllight. Its shape shifted constantly, and it spoke. "You have accepted the gift," it said in that same mind voice. "Now the great test begins. Others will come. Not all are kind. Show them your strength." The lights dimmed. The figure vanished. "Silence again," Lena whispered. "What test?" No one answered. Hours later, Earth's orbit became crowded. Not with human ships, but unknown ones. Strange shapes shimmered into existence from deep space. They had been hiding, waiting. Some were ancient, others new. All different species. All answering the signal. Some ships stayed still. Some scanned Earth quietly. But a few. Prepared weapons. The artifact had not just called allies. It had called everyone. A final message from the core appeared across every screen on Earth. "Prove you are worthy, or be removed." Cliffhanger for Part 5. The artifact's outer surface suddenly begins, transforming into a weapon. One of the alien ships fires at it. The response? Instant and violent. A bright beam flashes from the artifact, and the attacker vanishes from space. Without a trace. The artifact had protected Earth. But the real question remains. For how long? And at what cost? Dr. Lena Voss stood inside the control room of Earth's Deep Space Defense Station. Behind her, the image of the alien artifact floated on a large screen. It still hung motionless above Earth, silent and glowing softly, just as it had since the day it arrived. But Lena knew the truth now, that it wasn't just a gift. It was a test, a warning, a doorway. And Earth had triggered something ancient. The lights in the room flickered. Engineers shouted. Technicians ran from console to console. Energy. Spike from the artifact. One of them yelled. "It's increasing." "No, it's multiplying." Lena stepped closer to the screen. The core of the alien structure, what she had touched, now glowed brighter than ever. Symbols danced across its surface. Unknown letters, moving like fire. The signal it had sent across the galaxy. It had been heard. Earth wasn't alone anymore. Suddenly, alerts filled the command center. "Dr. Voss," a voice cried. Something's entering the solar system, multiple contacts. On the screen, dozens of small red dots appeared, speeding toward Earth from deep space. The system couldn't identify them. Too fast. Too coordinated. Not asteroids. Not ships from Earth. Not even known alien designs. Something else. They're responding to the beacon, Lena whispered. We brought them here. President Halle joined the transmission, his face tense. Dr. Voss, he said, we need answers. Now. Lena took a breath. It was never just a gift, she said. The artifact was waiting, watching. It needed someone to activate it. When I touched it, I didn't just start a machine. I lit a flare. A flare for what? Halle asked. To call others. To announce Earth's readiness or weakness. Meanwhile, far above, the artifact began to change. Panels opened along its sides. Glowing drones flew out, positioning themselves in orbit. A deep hum filled the space around it. Satellites began failing. Earth's communications flickered. And then, a voice came, but it wasn't from the artifact. It came from the ships now entering the solar system. A deep, mechanical voice, cold, ancient. You have touched the beacon. The trial begins. All across Earth, silence followed. What trial? What did it mean? The alien fleet grew closer, not firing yet, but Earth's military prepared anyway. Every space defense satellite powered up. Nuclear launch systems came online. Fighters were scrambled. Lena watched it all from the command center. She didn't know if Earth could win, but she knew one thing. Earth would not bow. I started this, Lena said to the president. Let me finish it. How? There's more inside the artifact, she said. I saw it. It didn't open fully last time, but it will if I go back. The president hesitated, then nodded. You have 1 hour, he said. If they attack, we strike back. Lena grabbed her gear. She was going in again. As she entered the shuttle, news feeds across the planet showed the glowing artifact, now alive with strange energy. The alien fleet was minutes away, and somewhere deep inside the artifact, something waited. Not just a weapon, not just a message, a challenge. And Earth was ready to answer. Cliffhanger. Ending. Lena steps inside the artifact once more. The core now pulses like a heart. A voice, not hers, echoes in her mind. Prove you are worthy, or be erased. Her eyes widen. The room around her dissolves, and Lena is no longer on the shuttle. She is somewhere else. Alone. Floating. Surrounded by stars and eyes watching her. The galaxy heard Earth's coordinates, and the galaxy came. First, small scout ships appeared near the edges of the solar system, silent, watching. Then came the first contact. A massive ship entered orbit, shaped like a twisting spiral of black metal. It didn't send a message. It just hovered above Earth. Dr. Lena Voss stood inside Earth Command HQ, watching the screen. They're not answering hails, said Commander Ibrahim, but they're scanning everything. Power grids, satellites, even people. Lena's heart was heavy. I think we called too many. Suddenly, the alien ship launched a drone. It shot down into Earth's atmosphere like a meteor. Everyone held their breath. It landed in the middle of the Sahara Desert and just sat there. No weapons detected, an officer reported. But it's transmitting something. Lena's face paled. The transmission was an old Earth signal. Her voice, the one she spoke inside the artifact when she touched the glowing core. I am Dr. Lena Voss. Earth accepts the gift. But then came another voice layered over hers, a deep alien tone. You are chosen. Prepare your world. Hours later, more ships arrived. Hundreds, not all peaceful. Some were large, weaponized. Others had strange symbols. Painted in blood red, these weren't allies. They were scavengers, pirates, ancient galactic empires, drawn to Earth's signal like sharks to blood. Earth-activated defense protocols. The artifact, the alien gift, was moved underground, deep into a mountain bunker. Lena studied it, desperate to understand more. The core pulsed stronger now. It was alive, growing. I don't think it's just a machine, Lena whispered to her assistant Raj. I think it's waiting. For what? Raj asked. Lena's eyes narrowed. For Earth to decide. In orbit, one pirate fleet ignored Earth's warnings. They sent a boarding party. 4 ships descended fast, ignoring Earth's defense systems. But then, something strange happened. The artifact activated from inside the mountain. A low hum echoed through the earth. Then, blue beams shot into the sky. The pirate ships exploded mid-air. Every news channel on Earth covered it. The message was clear. Earth was not defenseless anymore, and the artifact was choosing us. Next day, Neutral alien ambassadorship arrived. Peaceful, curious. They requested to speak with Earth's leaders. The alien's name was Keltar, a representative of the Orion Concord. We witnessed the artifact's activation, Keltar said. Long ago, these relics were created by a lost civilization. They test species. Test how? Lena asked. Keltar looked at her carefully. By power, by unity, by fear. Lena realized something horrifying. The artifact wasn't a gift. It was a beacon, and Earth had passed its first trial. Final scene. Lena stood inside the underground chamber, facing the artifact. It had changed. Now it looked like a throne, and at its center, floating above the core, was a suit, not armor, not a weapon, a symbol made for a human. Suddenly it spoke, not in English. But Lena understood. Earth is ready. Cliffhanger ending. Raj ran into the chamber, breathless. Lena, we just got a signal from beyond the edge of the galaxy. What is it? She asked. He handed her the tablet. It read, They are coming. The ones who built the artifacts. And they heard your voice. Lena looked at the glowing artifact. And for the first time, she smiled. Let them come. Earth had answered the call. And now it was time to show the galaxy just what that answer meant.